Hey everybody, this is John Kerr, and I'm here to show you Relato, the web app that I have built that's designed to help English learners make the bridge from early proficiency into extensive reading. I really encourage you to take some time to look at our landing page that explains what the app is and how it works, and also take a look at our approach that discusses the research and rationale behind this methodology, extensive reading, and helping students bridge into extensive reading. Once you create your account and get into the app, logged in, you're going to see the library. And here are 3 books in a series. I have personally curated these books. These are graded readers. They're written for students at very early proficiency levels. Book 1 is written with less than 300 headwords that have been very carefully selected. It's kind of a corpus linguistics approach where we look at what are the most important words that these students need to know at this level and how can they see them over and over and over again, but couched within an interesting and engaging story. So that's what you'll see. If you click on a book, you'll come into the chapters, and you can see some of these chapters have some data that's been collected on them. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes, but let's look at chapter 1. Across the top, you're going to see the controls, and the students will use these to navigate to the different functions of the app. The first one, listen and read, is just as simple as what it sounds. They're going to be able to read the text, and
I work at the college cafeteria every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Thursday. The lunch.
Listen to a high quality audio. They have the option to be able to click on any word in the text and see the definition in their native language. Of course, we could come up here to our account settings and I can actually change my language. Right now we're set up for 4 different languages other than English. Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, and Korean is what we're set up for. One of the coolest features that I've built into this is the translate feature. It is designed to help them compare the syntax of English to the syntax of their primary language. And so I have it chunked here. You can see it. It's chunked. Some of them are whole sentences, but a lot of times it's chunked into phrases. They can click on a phrase. They can compare the phrase in English to Spanish, and then they can drill down and they can see the meaning of individual words and how that compares, how the structure compares to their own language. And that's super important, especially when it comes to understanding the difference between compositional and non-compositional phrases. This is a very intentional feature, not just to translate for them, but for them to be able to make that comparative analysis of the syntax of the language. Shadow read is another incredibly important and incredibly powerful feature. If you've heard about shadowing is basically when you listen to an audio and you read and repeat after them, but you have the option to pause on a sentence and repeat it. And so I can listen continuously here, or I can repeat the sentence.
The air is cool and the trees are orange. The air is cool and the trees are orange.
And of course, I have navigation here where I could go sentence to sentence, or I can just do continuous play and still control the speed here. And so what you would do, students would read this and they would listen to the audio, they would repeat these sentences and practice. And now here is one of the most powerful features. I can come here, I can click this record button. The air is cool and the trees are orange. Actually, let's listen to myself, repeat myself here. The air is cool and the trees are orange. So I can go and I can listen to myself, compare that with the audio.
The air is cool and the trees are orange.
And then I can actually check my grammar. Now, let me say this with a faux accent here so that we can get some data that might be interesting here. So watch how I do this. The air is cool and the trees are orange. Okay, and let's stop that, and let's check the grammar, or excuse me, check the pronunciation. I spoke that sentence with a total average of 70% accuracy, and I can see up here the individual words are color-coded, underlined according to how well I spoke them. It looks like I said "and" at 91%. If I go to this orange word, you can see that I didn't do so well. And down here, you can see the specific sounds, every single phoneme in that word, and you can actually click in and see what the phonemes were. This last one I pronounced with 35% accuracy. The first one I was at 65. And it gives you specific advice for where to put your tongue and how to say those specific sounds. Timed read is just as easy as it looks. You start the clock and you read the text and you read through. And if you read the whole thing, you just click on done reading. But if you get to a specific word, let's say I read through and I got to the word cookies, I click on that word. It tells me how much time I was reading, how many words I read, and 267, that's pretty fast. It tells me my words per minute. And again, it will save, if you're in a class, it'll save that data for the teachers and plot that over time so that you have a record of their reading speed. And so just some very basic but very powerful features that support English learners in their in using reading to acquire language. The final option here is to record. And when you record, what you're going to do is choose a length, whether you're going to record for 1 minute, 2 minutes, or 3 minutes. And just like with the shadow read, what you're going to do is you're going to start it, you're going to read through the text, and then it's going to give you data that will be sent back to the teacher. So let's choose 1 minute here. I work at the college cafeteria every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Thursday. Okay, so I completed my 1 minute of reading. I can discard, I can save that, I can listen back. I work at the college cafeteria every Tuesday, every Wednesday. And once I'm satisfied with my recording, I can either just save that the way it is, and the teacher on their side gets that recording. They can listen to that recording, and I can analyze the data. And that takes just a second here. Once we get the data, we can come in and we can see the same thing that we saw before, but on a whole text level. What we're seeing here is per word and per phoneme accuracy data across a connected text. And so teachers can see these scores. It looks like I read with 90% accuracy, 89% fluency, and we can click on in and we can actually see the phonemes that we struggled with and get advice on our pronunciation. And of course, students have the option of recording again, re-recording, and practicing again with each of these features, and all of that data is stored on the teacher's side if they have a teacher. If they're using it themselves, they can come in, their data persists on the specific page. And so those are the basic student functions on the student side that Relato implements.